From the murky waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Bayou Wild TV. I'm Don Dubuque along with Martha Spencer. Got a great show now. We're kicking off season 2.
Season 2 has arrived, and we have some great stories. Our first, we head out with a really inspirational person. His name's Chris Riley. He reached out to us. He's from Alabama, and he has a really special story to tell you about overcoming some pretty big challenges and maintaining your outdoor hobbies in the outdoor world.
I luckily had a friend who kind of showed me the way into hunting. And had I not had that, I don't know what I would have done. You know, I'd still be kind of, you know, hoping and praying that something would come along. So I just try to spread the word that it's possible to get out there.
And if you're a fan of really good outdoor video, stay tuned because we've got the wetland restoration program, the value of our wetlands, as seen through the eyes of a photographer, Brian Lucas. Some really good looking stuff.
It's not good. You know what I mean?
La Vaz de Appaloosas, Kevin Dockett.
It's our culture, it's our very being, it's really our existence.
It's after 6. Bon matin to mes amis.
It's pretty heartbreaking.
We're losing all our land. That's our problem.
And if they would repair a barrier island and stop the surge before it hit these levees?
Never gonna ski again.
And it was too late, man. Couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't even get out the halls.
And then we head down to the French Quarter to get a classic New Orleans dish from Coterie Restaurant. You'll find out what that is coming up.
Yum.
You could realistically make this on an easy weeknight deal.
Oh, easy breezy.
It looks so much fancier than it really is.
Absolutely.
Now there's one ingredient here that I haven't seen yet, and I think it's coming up because what's a good recipe without some butter?
Well, that's how we're gonna finish it when we get it off the heat.
Awesome.
Oh.
Any idea?
Now we're just gonna finish it with a little butter.
I love in Louisiana they say a little butter. What do we got?
Just give it a nice little swirl around.
It looks like a lot less when it melts down, so don't feel bad about it. That's kind of what gives it a little more creaminess too, it looks like.
That's it, gives it that rich flavor.
Coming up, we're in the kitchen of Coterie where we're making barbecue shrimp and grits.
Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member. I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Cornmeal bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boil. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products. If you're lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D.
I used to work a lot with disabled vets. We had a thing called the Winter Sports Clinic that we did out in Colorado every year. Never knew that I would have to live my life the same way that they would one day. Came to do some duck hunting. Am I in the right place?
You're in the right place.
All right, here we go. It was really scary because you got so much going through your mind, and once you figure out how life's going to be, then you kind of fall back on, well, what about the things that I like to do as hobbies? You know, the hunting and the fishing and all that. Grew up with my father. He wasn't a big hunter, but he was a big fisherman, and so I did a lot of fishing with my dad. And then I was fortunate enough to have a next door neighbor and a best friend with his son, whose father was a huge deer hunter and a huge duck hunter. So I got to experience everything. Probably in the first aspects of my recovery, you know, you go through a lot of physical therapy, which is kind of a blur. It's kind of like boot camp. But I think probably the best moment early on in my injury was when I got my truck. I have a really nice truck that allows me to drive with hand control and get in the woods and pull boats and, you know, do all the things that I used to do. And I also have a Polaris that has the hand controls too. So that gets me in the woods chasing the deer and the hogs and the coyotes and all that. So a lot of times I'll go up to my camp by myself, get on my Polaris and just drive. All right, I got my Lucky Charm with me again today, Miss Tanya. So we're gonna go do some hunting. So hopefully she brings me some luck. She got me a deer last time she went, so hopefully today's a good day. It's about 80 degrees, so I don't know. All a good day. I luckily had a friend who kind of showed me the way into hunting, and had I not had that, I don't know what I would have done. You know, I'd still be kind of, you know, hoping and praying that something would come along. So I just try to spread the word that it's possible to get out there. So I have a kayak, I kayak fish. You know, when I first got into that sort of thing, learning out, I had help. But once I get comfortable in it and safe in it, I go out and do it by myself. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. But I just wanted to, you know, kind of touch on those just to, you know, maybe get somebody started in getting back into the outdoors. But once you get comfortable and you're in a safe environment, you can get, you know, do whatever you want. I think some people are intimidated by what we're able to do in the outdoors, or taking somebody into the outdoors that maybe there's a liability, maybe they might get hurt, so on and so forth. Listen, we're not worried about falling out of our chairs. We've done it 100 times. You know, we've been in situations that, you know, that we've overcome. I've invited a lot of people that I never hear back from. I never, you know, they just never follow up. I've always wondered why, and I think it's maybe an intimidation thing. They're not sure what to expect on the unknown. And I think the most important thing is to just take that fear away. The outdoors is a wonderful place to be in. Before I got hurt, I always wanted to go skydiving, and I never did it. And I know there's a couple of groups out there that do accessible skydiving for people with disabilities. So I think that's the next thing on the bucket list. I wanted to try to go skydiving. So.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish tastes great every time. I use what the pros use. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because, guys, it has more herbs and spices.
It has a much better flavor.
It's easy. Just pour and boil.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, pour and boil for great crawfish every time.
Find out if alternative treatment is the answer to your pet's health issues. Contact Dr. G at vetnaturally.com.
It's our very existence, and it's washing away.
And that land is the first line of defense for hurricanes.
The earth is sinking, you see, and the sea is getting closer to us. You see, it's not good. You know what I mean?
La Voz de Appaloosas, Kevin Knockhead.
It's our culture, it's our very being, it's really our existence.
It's after 6. Bon matin, tous mes amis.
It's pretty heartbreaking.
We're losing all our land. That's our problem.
And if they would repair a barrier island and stop the surge before it hit these levees?
Never gonna ski again. And it was too late, man. Couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't even get out the house.
The magnitude of Hurricane Katrina is just something that the good news is we don't see it very often. The bad news is we got to see it right here.
Every house has a family, and every family has a story, and to just drive mile after mile and see all those houses and all those families and all those stories, it's hard.
They are an absolute gift from Mother Nature. They were created by the expanse of being at the mouth of the great Mississippi River. And they are a blessing to Louisiana because it's the home of our greatest natural resources, our wildlife, our fish industry, and recreational fish. And that land is the first line of defense for hurricanes. When the hurricane comes and they hit the wetlands, it diffuses the strength of the hurricane. Today we're losing more and more of our wetlands, and it's been estimated in terms of size of football field that we lose an hour. The wetlands are important to us also because it's a great gift that we got from Mother Nature where we can go and fish and recreate and meditate.
You know, being in the wetlands is just being alive. It just makes you feel alive with nature, alive with the natural resources. It's a feeling that you don't get anywhere else. And sometimes it happens when there's a big weather system moving in. Sometimes you see something with a dolphin, or maybe you'll see a pelican, or maybe you'll see some mammal or something, alligators, and you just feel like this is what I'm part of. This is Earth. This is real life.
There's no place else in the world you have wetlands like we have here in Louisiana. They were a gift, and any gift that you get, you must protect. And I encourage all of our people, particularly our young people, this is for you and your children. Go out and see those wetlands and become a part of the movement to protect them.
But mostly it's our protection, it's our Kevlar jacket against hurricanes, and the less of it there is, and there's a lot less than there used to be, but the less of it there is, the less protected we are.
We have generations that will never see what my eyes have seen out there and what I've seen go away. And unfortunately, there's even much more of it to lose.
It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right. Boiled to perfection. Enriched with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products.
We stepped out of the woods and off the water and headed to the French Quarter. I'm here with Christian Wiley of Coterie Restaurant. We're going to make some delicious barbecue shrimp and grits. As with any good Cajun recipe, it all starts with the base, and that can be a little intimidating. So now we're going to make the base to the shrimp and grits, but barbecued shrimp.
That's right. First, we're going to start out with some local beer.
Do you find that using a local beer kind of enhances the recipe a little bit?
Everything about our place is local ingredients. Everything's fresher, a little better.
Do you take a long straw sometimes when you make this maybe?
Only when nobody's looking.
So we're starting with a Beta Amber. How much beer are you going to want to put in here?
It's about 2 quarts in here.
And how much of this completely are we going to make? How many servings full?
We're going to make just under a gallon.
Okay.
And when it's all reduced down, it's going to be about 20 servings.
Got
this is your minced garlic.
Delicious. You can smell it. Can you use chopped if you don't have minced?
You can. We're in a restaurant, so we try to run through a little quicker with the minced stuff.
I didn't even ask if I could use your spoon, but if
Go
I
ahead.
put my finger in here, it's going to smell like garlic all day, and I don't think anybody wants that. All right.
Here we go. Next is the heat. A little Crystal hot sauce.
Crystal seems to be pretty popular around here. Tabasco is good, but Crystal has a little different flavor to it. And we have our heat on. How do you want your heat to be on? Do you want it boiling,
We're going to bring
simmering?
this all the way up to a boil. Then we're going to turn it down to a simmer and let it reduce for about 20 minutes.
And what do we have? This is Worcestershire.
This is our Worcestershire. That's
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. That's the base to all the New Orleans barbecue shrimp sauce.
Before I moved to New Orleans, I didn't really know what New Orleans or Louisiana barbecue, you think of barbecue, you think of barbecue sauce, but I didn't know how much went into this deliciousness here. All right, this is complicated.
This is our super
super.
secret here. This is all of our seasonings, our house seasonings, our fresh herbs, and our zest from our citrus.
I know there's some rosemary in here. Not sure what that is.
Some citrus zest.
Citrus zest.
That's right.
And a few other delicious things we won't divulge. All right, I'm going to start mixing some of this up a little bit.
That's it.
And what are you looking for in terms of consistency? You want it kind of like a gravy or liquidy?
It's not going to have a roux in it, so it's going to reduce a little bit. It's just going to thicken up slightly, but it won't have that gravy roux finish. It'll still be a runny product.
Enough that you need a napkin in your lap.
That's right.
All right. So all it takes is about 20 minutes on the stove, let all the flavors marry together. Do you think that this is something that tastes better the next day?
Absolutely.
A lot of chilies and things kind of always taste better.
All your soup-based products always get better in the fridge next day.
All right, 20 minutes, and then we're going to add the shrimp and put this all together.
I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Bonio bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boils. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
All right, a little over 20 minutes has gone by. We've got our base for our barbecue shrimp kind of cooked down perfectly. Now we got to cook the shrimp. This is the easy part, I think.
That's it. We're going to cook it down and plate it up.
All right.
So we're going to start with a little oil for you. Get the fire hot. So I'm going to shake this around a little bit. Just give us a little
High
coating.
heat.
And you're going to put your shrimp down on one side.
What count shrimp are we using?
21.25.
All right. Everything at this restaurant, what I like, I love to use the Vita, I love to use all the local stuff, and these are Louisiana local shrimp.
Everything's local. We believe in Louisiana seafood.
Take pride in local products.
That's right.
All right.
So we're going to let these sear off for about 2 minutes on one side.
Okie doke.
And as
How do you know when the shrimp is done?
When they turn pink, and they'll clinch up just a little bit, but if you go too far with them, they'll get rubbery.
And do they cook after you turn the heat off too? They still kind of cook in
Absolutely.
the pan?
When our sauce is kind of reducing down, it'll still cook them through.
So you almost cook them a little less than what you want.
Absolutely. We're just going to sear off one side. So right now you can probably give them all a little flip.
I was going to try and pick the pan up and flip them, but I think half of them would land on the floor, so we're going to...
Yeah, it's a little safer.
We're going to stick to the basics.
Now we're going to add that reduced base that we made earlier.
And it looks a lot different. You don't even really see the herbs anymore. It kind of has a little... There they are. They're at the bottom.
That's it.
And you got to get all those herbs in there, too. That's the best part right there.
That's right.
That's the stuff you need the bread for. None of it goes to waste.
So we're just going to let this reduce down a little bit and cook the shrimp through.
From start to finish, from making your stock and getting this all and getting your grits, how long are we looking at?
Making the stock's about 25 minutes, and this part's 3-4 minutes to start to finish once you get it to the plate.
You could realistically make this on an easy weeknight deal.
Oh, easy breezy.
It looks so much fancier than it really is.
Absolutely.
Now there's one ingredient here that I haven't seen yet, and I think it's coming up, because what's a good recipe without some butter?
Well, that's how we're going to finish it when we get it off the heat.
Awesome.
Oh. Now we're just going to finish it with a little butter.
I love in Louisiana they say a little butter. What do we
just
got?
give it a nice little swirl around.
It looks like a lot less when it melts down, so don't feel bad about it. That's kind of what gives it a little more creaminess too, it looks like.
That's it, gives it that rich flavor. Now to plate it up, we're going to put our shrimp on top of the grits.
These are, what kind of grits are we looking at?
These are corn grits.
Nice.
Just pull the shrimp out.
Oh, I was just ready to smile. Oh, I got to make the presentation.
That's it.
I forget that's the key. Make a smiley face with them. Tell you what, no better meal on a cold winter day than some piping hot
Now you can pour your sauce all over everybody.
Watch your hands.
Oh, we're good.
Oh yeah, I want to go swimming in that. Oh, it's good. Delicious.
Now we're just going to finish it with a little green onion. Give it a little color. We're going to call that done.
Can't wait to dig in. Barbecued shrimp and grits, Creole style.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right, boiled to perfection, and rich with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Thanks for watching another episode of Bayou Wild. We've got another great week coming up next week. You can always check out our shows also on social media, on YouTube. You can check out more extras on Facebook and Instagram, and of course our contest that's going on.
That's right, with the Bayou Wild collection. Check it out at BayouWildTV.com. Order your hats, your shirts, your dry fits. Get ready to put them to good use. It could win you an all-expense-paid trip to Mrs. Rowe's Bed and Breakfast for a crawfish excursion.
We'll see you next week.